The medium tire was quicker. We should have run it in Q2. Lewis Hamilton's voice cut through the confusion in Baku like a blade. The camera showed him silent in Parc Fermé, but his words after qualifying told the real story. Ferrari had made a glaring error, and Hamilton was the one who paid the price. On Friday, the story had been different. Hamilton had topped practice. The SF25 looked alive on the streets of Azerbaijan, carving through the narrow walls of Baku with a precision that whispered of a breakthrough. P1 in FP2 was not just a number on the timesheet, it was a signal, a declaration that Hamilton had found something Ferrari had promised all winter: pace. And yet, 24 hours later, that hope collapsed. In a qualifying session that broke records with 6 red flags, chaos ruled. But inside Ferrari's garage, the real mistake was not caused by yellow flags or blocked laps. It was a decision made in silence. The call to gamble on the wrong tire, at the wrong time, on the wrong driver. Hamilton ended up P12, out in Q2, a disaster dressed up as strategy. This is not the first time Ferrari's wall has blinked under pressure. But at Baku, the consequences were clear. Hamilton's fight for pole became a fight to survive. The stage was set for Hamilton to confirm Ferrari's progress. FP2 had shown him on top, confidence flowing, the SF25 balanced in ways it had not been all season. But when qualifying began, the cracks started to appear, not on track, but on the pit wall. The chaos of Baku was relentless. 6 red flags tore through the session, breaking rhythm, shredding plans. Every team scrambled to adapt. McLaren, Red Bull, even Williams managed to reset after each interruption. But Ferrari? They hesitated. In Q2, the battle was clear. Soft tires or mediums. Almost everyone near the sharp end leaned toward the medium, a compound that proved 3/10 faster in Hamilton's hands during earlier runs. Hamilton himself felt it. The medium is much quicker, he would later admit. And yet, when the crucial laps came, Ferrari sent him out on the softs, the slower tire. The logic was baffling. Ferrari argued that saving mediums for Q3 would be decisive, but there was one fatal flaw. To fight in Q3, you must first get to Q3. Hamilton never did. Stuck in traffic, stuck on the wrong rubber, he was eliminated in 12th. The garage fell silent. The chance of pole had evaporated with a single miscalculation. What happened in Baku was not just a tire miscalculation. It was a glimpse into Ferrari's fractured command structure. Decisions were made in half measures, then reversed, then justified after the damage was done. Hamilton asked for clarity. Ferrari gave him compromise. Inside the garage, 2 philosophies collided. On one side, Hamilton, precise, methodical, armed with experience from a decade of championship battles. On the other, Ferrari's pit wall, still trapped in a culture of hesitation, trying to second-guess rivals instead of trusting their own data. The choice to sacrifice Q2 in the name of Q3 was not bold strategy. It was indecision disguised as planning. And here lies the deeper issue. Hamilton was the one left exposed. Leclerc was lined up for a second run on mediums. Hamilton, meanwhile, was forced to shoulder the risk of the softs. The message was subtle but loud. Ferrari split the paths, and Hamilton drew the short straw. For a 7-time world champion, this isn't just frustrating, it is political. Every wrong tire, every compromised lap, every silent radio call adds weight to the growing question. Is Ferrari truly ready to back Hamilton, or are they still protecting their own hierarchy? Ferrari's split gamble revealed its cruelty in the most ironic way. Charles Leclerc, given the medium tires Hamilton had wanted, scraped through to Q3. But survival came at a cost. In the high-speed sweeps of Baku's unforgiving walls, Leclerc pushed too far. His Ferrari clipped the barrier. Another Q3 lap ending in contact. Another reminder of his fragility under pressure. So, the scoreboard reads like this. Hamilton, fastest in practice, eliminated in 12th after being armed with the wrong tires. Leclerc, Ferrari's chosen hope for Q3, securing 10th by colliding with the circuit. 2 drivers, Two paths, both ending in failure. But the contrast matters. Leclerc's crash is forgiven as pushing the limit. Hamilton's exit is recorded as bad execution. The double standard echoes through the team like static on the radio. When Leclerc falters, it's framed as bravery. When Hamilton is compromised, it's framed as circumstance. And this is the fracture line. Ferrari's decisions continued to tilt the scales. In Baku, the team's strategy did not simply cost Hamilton a lap. It reinforced the perception that the red garage still bends toward Leclerc's shadow, even at the expense of their new leader. If Baku felt familiar, it's because we've seen this play before. Ferrari's pit wall has a long history of strategic blind spots, and Hamilton has walked straight into the same trap that frustrated champions before him. Think back to Vettel in Hockenheim 2018, a moment of pressure, a single error, amplified by a team that never offered calm authority. Recall Leclerc in Monaco 2022, where a botched double stack destroyed a home victory. Even in 2023, when strategy called for nerve, Ferrari blinked, sending signs onto tires that evaporated within laps. Now, in 2025, Hamilton finds himself in that same pattern. Wrong tire, wrong moment, wrong outcome. The specifics change, but the rhythm stays the same. Ferrari's instinct is not boldness, it is doubt. And doubt is lethal in Formula One. Hamilton knows this. At Mercedes, he thrived because the team trusted him as the executioner of strategy, not the victim of it. In Baku, the contrast was sharp. Mercedes once gave him authority. Ferrari stripped it away with hesitation. For Hamilton's fans, the message is chilling. He has entered a battlefield where ghosts of Ferrari's past mistakes still haunt every decision. Baku exposed more than strategy. It revealed psychology. Hamilton's reaction was telling. No shouting, no dramatic gestures. Instead, a calm post-session debrief. The medium was quicker. We should have used it. His tone was measured, almost surgical. Frustration contained, transformed into analysis. This is Hamilton's strength. He doesn't waste emotion on the moment. He stores it. He turns it into leverage. Leclerc's Q3 crash told the opposite story. Under pressure, his instinct was speed over calculation. The wall was the result. This is the split screen Ferrari cannot ignore. One driver plays the long game, the other gambles with the here and now. And then there is Riccardo Adami, the engineer caught in the middle. Every wrong call chips away at his authority. Every silence on the radio feels heavier. For Hamilton, Adami is supposed to be the bridge of trust between cockpit and command. But in Baku, that bridge wavered. The duel is no longer only on track, it is psychological. Hamilton's patience versus Leclerc's volatility. A veteran architect of change versus a driver clinging to the role of Ferrari's heir. The question is simple. Which mindset will Ferrari allow to define their future? Baku was not just a loss qualifying, it was a warning. For Hamilton, starting P12 means his Sunday fight will be brutal. Threading through traffic, protecting tires, hoping for chaos to fall his way. He still believes a podium is possible, and if history tells us anything, it's that Hamilton thrives when the odds are stacked. But that resilience cannot mask Ferrari's deeper problem: execution under fire. The next races will expose this weakness further. Street circuits like Monaco punish hesitation. High-speed tracks like Monza expose balance in decision-making as much as aerodynamics. If Ferrari's pit wall hesitates again, Hamilton's frustration will harden into something more dangerous: distrust. Ferrari can't afford that. They brought Hamilton not just for speed, but for authority, to transform the culture of a team that has stumbled for over a decade. Yet in Baku, the old habits resurfaced. The fear of making the bold call, the instinct to hedge instead of commit. If it continues, this will not remain a story of tires. It will become a story of leadership. And leadership inside Ferrari has always come at a cost. Ferrari called it strategy. Hamilton called it what it was: a mistake. And beneath that mistake lies the real story. A team still torn between past habits and future leadership. Baku proved that the civil war inside Maranello is far from over. Hamilton should have been fighting for pole. Instead, he was left stranded in 12th, betrayed by hesitation. Charles Leclerc, given the tools Hamilton asked for, hit the wall. 2 drivers, 2 outcomes, 1 truth. Ferrari is drifting, and every wrong call deepens the fracture. The question now is not about tires. It is about direction. Will Ferrari finally commit to Hamilton's authority, or will they keep protecting the shadows of their hierarchy? The next race will not just be a fight for positions on track, it will be a test of who dares to lead inside the Red Empire. So, we turn it to you. Do you stand with Hamilton's demand for clarity? Was Baku incompetence or something darker? Drop your voice in the comments. And if you believe Ferrari's future depends on Hamilton's leadership, make it clear. #StandWithLewis. Subscribe now